How's everybody doing tonight? You ready for day 22, ROKR 3D Pinball? Yeah, let's just get right into it. I mean, we're starting a little late, so let's not waste any time. It says page 38. Oh, let me shut that off. Alright, so it says page 38. Yeah, page 38. That's where we need to start today. So, there's the top half of the page. Has 5 pieces. They're all wood. 2 from C sheet. 3 from S sheet, C39, 40, F 11, 14, and 16. So, we're on page 38, and we're going from 674 pieces to 679. Remember when we used to think this was going to be 482 pieces? That has come and gone a while ago. Alright, C39 and C40. Let's see if we can find those pieces. Alright, 39 and 40. There we go. There's C39, there's C40. You know, I was considering not picking up this 8th size sheet because it like never has what we're looking for. But it worked this time. Alright. C39. I'm just going to try to keep them in order. Oh, nope. That was C40. That small piece I put up there was C40. So I'll put the C39 above that. Alright. And then we need F11, 14, and 16. So there's the F sheet. What did I say? 11, 14, and 16. This is such a busy sheet. Tough to find anything on here. Well, there's a lot of F16. It's a lot of F16s. This piece that looks like a mask or like a robot helmet from... Who's that? Like, harder, better, faster, stronger. That don't kill me. Only makes me strong. I forget the name of the band. But one of them wears a helmet that looks just like that. Well, looks just like that when it's right side up. They like pretend to be robots and they play electronic dance music. F11 is quite a styling piece as well. It looks like the flaming skull helmet in the Halo series, or maybe the who is that Marvel guy who comic book character who drives a motorcycle and has like a flaming skull head. I guess it kind of looks like that. That's the F11 piece. So F14 we still need. Sure, that's here somewhere. Oh, there's F14. It's totally different from the other pieces, but it goes with those two. So it's not totally different. But what's missing, right? There should be 4 pins. Where are the 4 pins? I mean, I can guess what they are. If we scroll back to the previous page, they're probably F23 or maybe F10 or something. But yeah, F23, right? No. Let's take a look here. They're not showing pins. They're only showing 5 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But all of these pieces have pinholes in them. Maybe they're all going to attach to existing structures. Let's see. Let's not guess. All right. Assemble with your fingers in this way. Okay. Oh, right. Where is that piece? Last night, the last thing we built was this weird piece. I thought I put it in here. Where did I put that piece? If I put it in there, everything that came out of there I put over here. Oh, you don't even see what I'm talking about. I thought I had put that piece we built yesterday in this for storage overnight, and then everything that I put in that I dumped here, but I don't see it. Oh, here it is. So it was this was also in that, so it was, I guess, like stacked on top. By the way, I'm giving up. I gave up. I didn't give up, but I postponed watching Guardians of the Galaxy to come do this stream. There's some new Guardians of the Galaxy movie. I don't know how new it is. It starts with Rocket as a baby, and then they're on some planet or something. I only saw like 25 minutes of it, so couldn't really tell you. It looked good. Gamora was there, but I assume that was some trick. She had like computer parts in her face. Because obviously Thanos traded her for the Soul Stone in, was it Endgame or Infinity War? I forget which one it was, but anyway, alright. So, before we even use any of these 5 pieces that we just got out, they want us to use this piece that we built yesterday. And they want us to put it, I believe, here. And you see that little, like, structure there? And there's hooks here. The only thing is, it seems to me like the hooks go one way and the structure goes the other way, but maybe that makes sense because of how this is like hooked at the bottom. I don't know. I think what we really need to do is just line up those 4 ovals with these 4 pins, and whatever happens down in that little cutout, whatever happens. I just want to zoom this instructions out a little bit to see if there's anything else to know there. Okay, there is a little something. There's a note. Press both sides of the part for easier inserting. So press both sides, and then we put it into that bottom thing, and then we attach it. Do you really think we need to press those sides? I guess a little. Alright, now do these line up? I can't even tell. I certainly don't know how to get you a view of it. Yeah, I can't tell if those line up or not. Well, building the face of this puzzle is not nearly as easy as I thought it would be. I thought like the underside was tough with all those electronics, but now on top, this is no walk in the park either, because you just never get any support for the pieces. Like the pieces are thin, put in slanted, and then you have to attach another piece like on top of them. So, not good. Alright, that's going to help. So the bottom piece slid in a little bit further, the bottom part of it, and that's making it the top line up. But it's still not in. I don't know. Not easy. It's none of the 4 pins are in. I'm not sure how to get them in. And also, this doesn't look like it's anywhere near connecting. Like, did we do something wrong here? Or is it supposed to connect through there? Through fall through there and get popped out to here somehow? Maybe. When I try to put underside pressure to push this in, what I end up doing is pulling the underside piece out. rather than pushing. So I only could push down, but if I push down, man, I'm screwing up the piece underneath. I'm like pulling it out by I'm trying to push the top piece on, and that's causing the bottom piece to pull out. Oh, damn it. We're like worse off now than we were 5 minutes ago because we pulled this out, which pulled this off. We're basically screwed right now. Like 4 pieces, or these pieces and this conglomerated piece, which were all nice and together 5 minutes ago, are now broken to hell. Because we didn't figure out a good way to get this piece on. Alright. Here's what I'm going to do. This is a rarely used technique. We're going to make those pins fit. We're going to make them a little easier. We're going to squeeze them with this needle nose pliers, which is going to make them like, actually I just broke it. I was going to say temporarily like squeezed, and then they'll like come out later when they get a chance. They'll like just kind of take their natural, like we squeeze them, and that's temporary, and then they'll come back apart later. But right now, alright, so we squeeze the pins so that they fit in these holes, and we hope that, because when you squeeze them there's like less tension, but we hope that the tension will come back over time. And I still don't know how to get this on because I can't put underside pressure because that will pull out the pieces underneath. It's like I have to push from the top, which seems like it would break it. It actually seems like it's working now. So that kind of technique that we did may have gotten the job done. Alright, but this feels like it popped off. So we gotta redo this. This thing was never a great connection. This ramp here. Alright, got it on. Alright, everything is in place. So, time to move on to the next thing. And the next thing is building this. So this is like, I don't know, the floor. These are the rails, and this is entrance and exit, or exit and entrance, however you want to look at it. And then once we build it, maybe that's the missing connection here. I don't know. Or maybe it goes somewhere else. We'll find out. But for now, we got to build it. So the first part of the build is to put the front and back on. So F14 goes in the middle. And it has like a skinny end and a fat end. At the skinny end goes the... we never remembered the name of that band, did we? Anyway, the helmet from that Better, Faster, Stronger band. And then the Flaming Skull goes at the fatter end. What's the name of that band? We gotta look that up. Harder, better, faster, stronger. And now, of course, they could give us Kanye West, too. But really, there's another band that did it. Daft Punk. All right, there it is, Daft Punk. I don't know if they're going to show the helmet. Yeah, here's the helmet. So there's the helmet. I don't know if you agree with me or not that it looks like this helmet here. I think it looks something like it. Harder, better, faster, stronger. And then this one, I think that one looks like... the reason I'm not saying the Flaming Skull from the Marvel character, now we have to look up that. Like, my brain is failing me tonight. What's the name of that He has some funny name. He's kind of based on Evel Knievel. Marvel. Let's not call it Marvel. Let's say Comic Flaming Skull. Stuntman. He's got a very famous name. He did a movie. Nick Cage was in it. I don't know how. I'm not remembering it. It's like so obvious. Ghost Rider. Yeah. So Ghost Rider is our sort of secondary reference for that. I think what it really is the Halo Flaming Skull helmet is the accurate one. It's not letting me use this. All right. Halo Flaming Skull helmet from Reach. So I think this one looks more like this than Ghost Rider. It's got the 3 peaks at the top, and it's got the square shape at the bottom, and the bill at the front, the ear. It doesn't have ear, but it has like something else there. I don't know what that is, like a rebreather or some sort of breathing mechanism. Anyway, so this is Daft Punk, and this is Flaming Skull. That's our names for those. So Daft Punk goes at the skinny end, and Flaming Skull goes at the fat end. Now, we have to be careful. There's like an O on this one. This one, I don't see anything on this one. It says F11. It's the only thing really going on there. It says F11. But the other one has a circle. Anyway, there's also ink on the Flaming Skull. So normally the rule is ink side out, but I just want to confirm that that matches the instructions here. It looks like it doesn't. I'm not seeing that circle. Well, that's a problem. We need clear instructions. Okay. Daft Punk is definitely inside out because it's an asymmetric piece. And if you look closely at the bottom here, it's fatter on the left. And if you look at the instructions, that left is the back, which means it's inside out. And then the Flaming Skull, I mean, it just has to be inside out. That's the general rule. But looking at the instructions and looking at the piece, it seems to be a symmetric piece, so it's not going to matter. There is a little bit of asymmetry. If you look at the flame on the top of the helmet, you see the way that looks. And if you look at the instructions, that verifies by shape that it does go inside out. All right, so that was a long way to go to confirm something that we knew anyway. That these two pieces go inside out, because that's always the rule. That's always the assumption. Like if it was a symmetric piece, I'm going to put it inside out. But turns out they were both asymmetric pieces, so we had to confirm, and yes, they were both inside out. Which they always are. But sometimes they're like, both go left, both go right. There's an assumption it's going to be viewed from only one side. You know, you got to double check. You can't just assume. Because when you assume, you make ASS out of you and me. Apparently. I've heard that somewhere. Is the focus on that camera going crazy? Because I'm like holding in front and then it's like zooming to the back. Alright, let's get this thing in there. I don't have the close-up camera. That's why this whole build is a little... Normally I go to the close-up camera rather than relying on the camera to change its focus, but because this one is so tall, we're using the close-up camera as like a far away camera rather than going to this like super far away camera over here. All right. Right now, we're just trying to get these 2 pins in. They didn't go in. Come on. Is it like humid in the room tonight? Why am I like... it's 45 humidity in here, which is not perfect, but it's not bad. We shouldn't have a problem with pieces swelling and not fitting in. Look at this. We flaked this piece getting it on. It happens sometimes. All right, now I'm pretty sure those rails go here. Are they going to click around this? How's that going to work? All right, let's take a look here. So the rails go inside of the helmets and click to them. Just to give you a quick look there at the instructions. So they go along the inside and click. That's how they stay on. So which one is which? I assume that the short one goes on the inside and the long one goes on the outside. The only question is, does it have a direction? I think it does, right? They both do. The curve is kind of like, you know, it's not, I mean, right angle is not the word, but it's not like 360. Like if you put a string, it wouldn't be even. I don't know what the word is. Offset, maybe. It's not a perfect circle. So you got to be careful with the way you put these rails in. They have to line up correctly. And by the way, they go a little high. The notch receiver, it's a little, you know, 1/16 of an inch or whatever off of the ramp, whatever you call it. There we go. That's the inside one. Still got to do the outside one. All right. Same kind of angle. All right. I had my microphone too high for a while. It like kept being in the way of where I was looking. I don't know if it's going to sound like better or worse now that I moved it, but I moved it because it kept being right where I wanted to look. And now I can't remember where I normally keep it, but I think I normally line it up with the camera. It's like camera here, microphone here. I just tapped the mic. You probably heard that. Let's do this test. Can we see the microphone? No, you can't see it in the shot. For some reason, it doesn't show up from this camera. It's right here. Yeah, it's a little bit below the camera. So it was a crazy story today. Basically, the FBI shot some 75-year-old man for his like aggressive tweets. I actually don't know if they were tweets or if they were on some other platform. But it was an interesting story to me because when I first started this website, not website, sorry. When I first started this YouTube stream, this live stream, you might, like, before this I had done plenty of videos, but they weren't live. And one of the things I thought with the live stream is it like shows like where I am. Like I'm in my house, it's 11 p.m., there's nobody here, I'm putting a model together. I just, I mean, you shouldn't let your haters like define you, but there's so many constant like threats, you know? It's like, everything you do, someone threatens you. Like, you do this and that thing, bad thing is going to happen. And one of the things was like, if you post, you're going to lose your job, you're going to get arrested, the FBI is going to break down your door and shoot you or whatever, all this stuff. And I just thought, well, they can't do that if I'm live streaming. But at the same time, it's like, I mean, it's good. I don't want to say that like it's the only reason I'm doing it. I mean, I was making videos anyway. I'm just making them live now because I don't know. It's just a little bit extra evidence that I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm sitting here putting a model together, but apparently it doesn't stop. There's this guy, I hate to give him free advertising, but Tim Pool, you've probably already heard of him. He has a live stream, comes on 3 hours before mine at 8 p.m. And he's like several times been swatted during his live stream. So like it didn't help. Like even though everyone can see him on the internet, there's like thousands of people watching. Everybody knows he's just there live streaming. He still gets swatted live. Like they haven't even learned. Like no matter how many times they do it, the cops still keep showing up. Like even though all they have to do is like turn on his YouTube channel and see that he's there and nothing's going on. Apparently they don't do that. They every time, I don't know if every time, maybe by now they've done something, but at the same time, if you said they stopped going, well then it would be like The Boy Who Cried Wolf. It's like now, oh, you want to turn it off so that we don't go? Well, now some criminal can show up there. But at least they should check the YouTube channel first, although I suppose there could still be some reason. All right, so the bottom of the page also adds 5 pieces, C18, 19, F13, F19, and F22. Are some of those the same pieces we did on the top half? Let me take a look. No, they're different. And not a single one is the same. All right, so C18 and C19. Yeah, here we are. Right here on the same board where we found C39 and C40 last time. The thing is, I actually thought it was of course, we didn't want anyone to die. But I think it's a good precedent that they went to that old guy's house. Because, do you remember the last time that Trump was president? He was getting like 1,000 death threats per day on Twitter. And for some reason, the FBI and even the Secret Service, like nobody ever did anything. Like, he's the only president where they ever didn't investigate when people would make threats. So maybe now that they shot this old guy and it's a big story. I mean, again, not that it's ever okay to shoot like an old guy, but that the fact that it happened and that it became a big story, maybe the next time Trump is president, maybe people won't be sending him like daily death threats. Maybe that'll finally stop, hopefully. I think it's horrible. I mean, like, you disagree with someone's politics. Okay, so vote for your politics. I mean, why are you like threatening people? That's horrible. And the weird thing with when Trump was president, a lot of these people seem to have convinced themselves that they were the good guys. Like, you're threatening a guy who's trying to bring industry back to America. So you're threatening his life, or like, it doesn't add up. Like, you're not the good guy. If you're like threatening someone for just doing what every president is expected to do, there's no president of any country, unless they're a sellout, that doesn't try to make the economy in their country better. I mean, bringing back jobs, that's important. You can't just like print funny money and expect that to keep working. You have to have something real in your country. Now, you don't have to vote for Trump, but I think if you're making threats, you shouldn't feel that you're doing the right thing. If you're making threats, you're basically a terrorist. I mean, I don't know the actual definition, but something's not right if you're making threats. I don't see F22. It's got to be a ramp. There it is. Once I figured it has to be a ramp like last time, then I found it. Just because it's like 5 pieces, 2 helmet pieces, a ramp piece, 2 guardrails. It's just like very much like the top half of the board. So bottom half of the board is very similar, except that here on the second half of the instructions we're building, but on the first half we're installing the one that we built previously. Now this is a crazy installation. This is actually going, I actually can't even figure out where this is going. I need a minute. It looks like it's going over the previous thing. They've again got some fingers, drawn in there to show how to attach it. Wow. It looks like they're attaching it near this ramp at one end and on the other end near this thing. But it's unclear to me. Let's take a look here. All right. What direction do they hold it? All right, the flaming skull on the right, the Daft Punk helmet on the left. So the Daft Punk helmet needs to go here. Okay, there's 2 like notches. There's the triangle notch and the circle notch. We're going to put the circle notch in, which makes sense because there's also a circle right on this piece. And then the other end, we've got 2 notches. And those are going to go where? Okay, I see where they're going to go. This may not be bad at all. I mean, at least I can see what we need to do. Probably want to spin this a little bit. All right, so let's do first the 2 circles because that looks easy. Circle notch to circle notch. Turns out that's not easy because the piece underneath doesn't have much support. All right, now this is going to go over this hole. Do you remember this like hole here? So I guess the ball is going to fall through. Like this is going to be like a backboard. It's going to hit that and fall through that hole. And then this, I don't know how it's going to get here. Probably there's something that's going to go from here to here that isn't built yet. There's a piece here and there's a piece here. So probably some ramp, some skull with a triangle on it is going to terminate here and go here. So this flaming skull piece needs to click down in front of that ramp. I actually think it'll work, even if it's not a great connection because of the gravity. But let's try to get a decent connection. I think we got to do that one first because this other one with the single connection is popping out. Plus it's like 2 connections, 1 connection, 2 connections, twice the effort, right? So let's do that one first. You know what? We got to do them both at the same time. Otherwise, they pop out. All right. Come on. Get in there. I think it's on, but I don't know. This one is not. The back one is on, the double pin. But this front one with the notches, it's not staying on. I put it on and then it pops back out. All right. You heard it go in there, right? Now, how can we make that stay down? There's something we're missing. We need to twist this a little bit, I think. Yeah, that's going to work. Because that will get the pin in. I felt the pin go in. So there's a second pin. There's a second pin hole, but we're only putting 1 pin in. So where's the other one? What's going to go to the other one? Probably something probably when we connect, as we discussed, there's going to be a connection here and a connection here. They're probably this other one that connects here will probably have 2 pinholes, and then we'll probably put a staple across to hold the 2 pieces together. I mean, that makes like perfect sense, right? Imagine there's another piece here. They each have a pinhole open. You put a staple across. They might want the staple come up from underneath, which will be impossible, but whatever they ask, we're going to do it. All right, so now let's build this second connector piece. Maybe this is the piece. Does that look like it's going to fit? Not like that. How about like this? Yep, that's it. That's it right there. That's the piece we're talking about. So one of these heads is going to have a triangle on it. Yep, this one's got a triangle on it. So that's going to connect here. And then there's going to be a maybe not. I'm predicting a staple, but they didn't have us punch one out. So let's see how it goes. Let's not get too wild with our predictions. We're not always right. All right, so F22, put 13, 19, 13, F22 with F13 and F19 at the ends, and then C19 and C18 as the rails. I think we know what we're doing here. The only question is, all right, 19, yeah. 19 is going to connect there. I want to get more than like a page per night done, but it's not easy. I know these part times. I don't know who does these part times. I mean, I'm sure that it can be done, but you know, I'm also like narrating it while I do it. And I also think that it's slightly tougher to do it like if you're doing it like multitasking or something, or even if you're doing it while like watching a ball game or something, like putting a model together while watching a ball game, I feel like that's gonna go smoother. I know the ball game could be distracting, but something about it, like it's like less pressure. Not that I'm feeling a lot of pressure right now, but I don't know. I feel like it would go, the time would pass quicker if I was watching a ball game while doing this. But anyway, I'm not sure that the model would get built any bigger. It's just that you would write the time off like you were watching a ball game anyway. Baseball is the perfect sport for not paying that close of attention. Like, you could do anything. I mean, obviously you could eat while watching baseball, but you could like do your taxes while watching baseball. You can do your laundry. You can do this model. You can like talk to someone on the phone. There's almost nothing you can't do while watching baseball. Not that I'm the biggest baseball fan, but it's like it requires the least attention from the fans. Like, here's the pitch, swing and a miss, 2-2. I mean, it's like, if you added up all the seconds, if you like made a clip of a baseball game when all the stuff is actually happening, it's probably going to be like less than 5% of the game, and probably like much less. I mean, it's like, you could watch the whole game in 10 minutes. And I think there's people who even do that. They make like YouTube recaps of games, and they show it. You don't miss anything, but they only take 10 minutes. Whereas when you watch it live, well, I heard that they're speeding baseball games up, but I'm sure they still take at least 2 hours. Was it Greg Maddux for the Atlanta Braves, who was known for pitching complete games in under 2 hours. It was like very popular for that reason. I mean, he also won Cy Youngs, but I think he also was famous for that. All right, so we put this thing together. And that's the end of page 38. We're going to attach it on page 39. What do you think? Page 39 tomorrow. I'm John Rapp. This is Just Rest Your Eyes. Good night, and see you tomorrow.